Great little thing to have if you're sewing anything that isn't on the straight or the cross grain. Have you ever got to the end of sewing a top and then found the neckline to start stretching as soon as you've finished? I have an easy fix you can bring into your sewing and make your life a whole lot easier, prevent everything from stretching out too much. There's also a handy tip if you're sewing with a knit and making things like t-shirts. So hang about for that. What we're going to use is seam tape. Here's some that I have prepared earlier. Seam tape is used to stabilize anything that's off the grain. It's fantastic because this is just plain cotton. Do you see there? And I've just cut it along at about 5 millimeters, which is 1/4 of an inch. So this can go within the seam allowance. You sew it down and it actually helps you turn narrow hems and turn edges because you've got a lovely straight piece of fabric there. And because it's cut on the straight grain, it is strong, which is why we use it to stabilize things that are off grain. I'm going to apply seam tape to the curved edges down here. And I'm not going to apply it to this one. Then I'm going to perform narrow hems. So a 1 turn and then a 2nd turn. And I'm going to put it through the machine. We'll come back and see what a difference a bit of seam tape can make. It's pretty simple. You are sewing it within your seam allowance. So this is a 1/4 inch seam tape and it's just going onto the fabric. You may want to pin it as well. You don't have to. Once you get used to doing it, you don't really need to pin it every time. And honestly, the more handling on a curve, the worse. So if you can get this on as soon as possible and have it stabilizing your curve, you'll be much the better for it. But for the purpose of this, I'll show you. I'll just pin this on really quick. And you see, I'm just following this curve and the tape curves with it. Just cut the end off here. The key with this as well, I don't know if you saw that, but I gave this the tiniest little tug just to make it a little bit taut. Great seam tape should be the tiniest bit shorter, like less than 5 mils, less than 1/4 of an inch shorter than the curve you're coming around on. And you should have it a little bit taut compared to that. Don't wrench it. It's not supposed to be so taut, but you just want it a little bit taut. So it's really stabilizing. That's what we're doing. We are stabilizing this curve to stop it from stretching out. So you just want to have things nice and taut so they'll snap back and do the right thing. Got a regular length stitch. Everything is just in the sort of factory settings of the sewing machine, and I'm just going to work this around here. The key is to not pull this piece of fabric because this is the volatile edge along there. So I'm just letting the fabric go underneath and making sure that that seam tape is nice and taut as I go around. Now this is where it really pays off. If you're doing a double turn, you've now got a little stabilizer within that edge that helps you make a neater and crisper turn when it comes time to get around your curves. You see that? That is crisp. And then what I'll do is turn that over again and head over and then sew this lovely narrow hem down. That is sewing machine ready. And here is the other piece. This has no stabilization around it. So when you come to turning the edge, we'll do the 2 turns and you'll already be able to feel there's a bit of a pull. Of course, if you don't do stabilizing, you're quite used to this and you just treat it like I am. You're never pulling apart, you're pressing it down. So the other thing you may have noticed, it was far easier for me to turn these curves with a stabilizer, a seam tape within them, because you've got something hard to fold it over with and something stable. Let's go over, sew these down and see what the results are. So can you see that? That if I pull that, it's stretching. So here we are before we've pressed them. You see this? How you've got a warp along here. I did actually pull on this one as well to show what actually happens. And I know that when I went to sewing school, I would have been sent back to my desk and told to unpick that entire seam and come back when it's done properly. So we can all just relive that trauma together. But we move on and see that what this has done is created a nice, strong stabilisation to handle the volatile edges of this fabric. It really does work. And you saw when I was pressing how much easier it was for me to turn these double turns as well. So let's go over to the iron. Iron is where good sewing happens. So actually you should be able to press a lot of this out, but on that side, there's no needing to press out. Let's have a look. Our stabilised seam first. Hit that with a nice scorching of heat and steam. You always press from the other side as well, because good sewing happens here. Oh, that's looking lovely. Look at that. There is nothing nicer than plain white cotton, especially once you've done a nice set. I'm a bit of a seam nerd and I absolutely love them. It's probably one of the most boring things about me, but I absolutely love it. And that is some seam nerd happiness right there. Here we have the unstabilised. You can really see that, how it's curling along there and wanting to turn back on itself, wanting to stretch out, try to find out what it's supposed to be. So if you haven't stabilised something and you've got a nice secure cotton like this, you can always fix it. And don't they look lovely? That's brilliant. They're meeting up. We've got basically the same length. This is stabilised, this is not. The thing is, while it looks fine now, because there's no stabilisation in there and all of this is still off grain, that as soon as you wear it, and if you have a big heavy sleeve at one end, can you see that? And with wear, this, and especially a neckline with this big off grain part here, just starts to pull and stretch out. And you'd put it over your head, you put it back, you wash it, it hangs on the line and it gets stretched by that. They've got a heavy sleeve down here, you've pulled a jacket on a few times, you've pulled it on and off and on and off, and it doesn't take long for that to really start to move out of shape, as you can see. So I've completely warped this just by pulling it. And you've got now two quite different curves. Whereas this, can you hear that? Hang on. That is strength, that's the stabilisation. I could still cowl this, I could really pull it and obviously do that. But your everyday wear isn't going to do that. Around your neckline, you've got strength in there. It's a little bit thicker because we've got one little layer of seam tape. So it's that tiny bit stronger. And it makes all the difference once you start wearing your garment. That is how you achieve a professional look on your tricky curves within your sewing pattern. If you have a curve, add a little bit of seam tape to it and you'll see everything goes a little bit better. You can buy these in a roll, you can buy them in lengths, you can buy it in lots of different widths and in different fabrics. I've made this out of plain white cotton, so just like this. Beautiful white cotton, and I've just gone along with my scissors, as you can see here, just snippety snipped away. They're so easy to make. You can make a big batch of them like this out of your plain cotton, your calico, something nice and thin. What you want is something plain woven. So it's got the cross and the straight of grain, and you're cutting straight down like that. The strongest you can possibly get. And of course there's really technical ones. You can get elastic tape, which is really good, especially if you're working with stretch fabrics, because it deals with actually pulling as well, but then brings everything back into that stabilized state. Let's have a look at the grains of the fabric and why this is so important. Here is a piece of plain woven cotton. So this is what I made my seam tape from. And here we have the different grains that you have on any piece of woven fabric. First one, and you'll see this on all your patterns, is the straight of grain. Usually your patterns will line up with the straight of grain to tell you how to orient your pattern on your fabric. And that is literally the straight up and down. It's also called the warp when you're making fabric. This across here is called the cross grain, and that is because it goes across. So when you're making fabric, the straight of grain is called the warp, the cross grain is called the weft. And a great way to remember that is you warp a long way and go weft to right. Great little mnemonic there. Now, you see what's turning this into a number 4 is this diagonal line here. This is called the true bias. So a bias is off the grains, and the true bias is exactly 45 degrees. So right in between the two of them. This is the optimal stretch that you get out of a plain woven fabric. So this is plain cotton. There is absolutely no stretch in it. If I pull it this way, it just goes taut. If I pull it on the cross grain, it's a little weaker, but it still just pulls taut. If I pull it on the bias, it completely stretches, almost like a jersey or a 4-way stretch fabric. And that is just because of the way the fibers are put together. This, if I drew a line here, anything that's off the true bias, off the cross grain and off the straight of grain is called off grain. It isn't straight, it isn't cross, it isn't true bias. So a curved neckline just like this, or a big curve like that, say on a raglan sleeve or something, this is all off grain and it is extremely volatile. Just like our bias here, this stretches. The reason fabric stretches when it isn't on the straight of grain or the cross grain is because of the way the fibers are woven. So if you think they're one over, one under, one over, one under, one over, one under, all the way along, that's really strong if you have it in this configuration. If you're straight up and down, or if you're going across, really strong. When you turn to the side, things start to open up and stretch and move. That's exactly what's happening. It's literally just the fibers becoming more volatile because they're not held by a straight fiber that goes all the way that way, or a straight fiber that goes all the way that way. I also said that I'd talk about knit fabrics. The one great place that you can use a little bit of seam tape is on your shoulder. If you're making a jumper, a pullover, a t-shirt like this, something that's made out of a knit fabric, this is a jersey, and it has a seam running down here like a shoulder seam. That's the most important part, your shoulder seam here. This shoulder seam is going to be on the cross grain. Now, knits are different with their straight and cross grains and everything, but it's going to be on the horizontal plane of that knit. And on a knit, that is the stretchiest point that really can open up and close because of the way knits are created. Because of this, a great little place to put a seam tape is right along your shoulder, from your neck to your arm, and that will hold your shoulder in place, not only for the sewing, but just like we talked about with our curved seams here, it's also great for wear throughout the life of your knitted garment. So if you've got a horizontal or horizontal-ish seam, like your shoulder seam, or perhaps the top of a pocket, perhaps a yoke, think about adding some seam tape to stabilize that horizontal line of your knit fabric. Great thing to do if you have a bit of spare time or 5 minutes left and you don't know what to do with your sewing. Make yourself some little seam tapes and keep them in your drawer with all your sewing goods. They're so useful, and when you need one right then and there because things are starting to stretch and pull apart. It's a little option you can make from your scraps that creates more professional and neater sewing in all your projects. So don't just throw out those little lines of fabric, cut them up into little strips like this and start adding them into your off-grain seams. You'll really start to notice the difference. I'm Alex and I'm always sewing. If you like to sew, follow me for more sewing tips just like this.